Did you know that Spider-Man once ate Aunt May and Mary Jane? Marvel Zombies, Dead Days, explored in detail. The Avengers helped spread the comics to a global audience. The fans who have read the comics know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just the tip of the iceberg, and the comics have a wide range of stories, most of which haven't yet made it to the silver screen. For the fans who haven't yet read the comics, we are here for you. In this video, we will explore the comic titled Marvel Zombies, Dead Days, which serves as the prequel to the Marvel Zombies story arc. Interestingly, the 5th episode of What If unravels more about the Marvel Zombie storyline. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to us. It's a small click from you, but it goes a long way for us. Marvel Zombies, Dead Days, explored.
So when she finally reunited with her husband after 30 long years. Oof.
Now, with the new What If series, the Marvel world has explored the origins, rise, and fall of the zombie storyline. But the Dead Days standalone comic is indeed the darkest of them all, as you'll get to know in some time. Considered the most beloved character in Marvel Comics, Spider-Man has made quite a name for himself. He is a friendly neighborhood superhero.
Don't eat me.
Hey, relax. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh yeah? Well then, what
But he is not without flaws and burdens.
On my mark.
The hero has suffered a lot of trauma after losing his parents. Then post the death of his Uncle Ben, Peter Parker, a young high school student with a secret identity of Spider-Man, only has Aunt May and his girlfriend Mary Jane as his family. Now, shouldering the burden of great power, Peter Parker fights criminals to protect the city of New York. But neither the trauma nor the evil villains were why Peter lost his mind and attacked and ate Aunt May and Mary Jane. It was a deadly virus. The horrific incident occurred as Magneto brought a virus to Earth that turned humans into beastly zombies. The zombie epidemic moved quicker in the world, and when the superheroes came to rescue, the virus took to them. The dynamic shifted from criminals and heroes to infected and non-infected. All hells broke loose when the heroes fought amongst themselves for hunger and survival. Colonel America bites Spider-Man while he is on his way to warn others about the outbreak. On his way home, Spider-Man gets worse, and after warning MJ and Aunt May, he feels an insatiable hunger, and he attacks and devours the two. When Nova arrives at Parker's flat, he finds Spider-Man as a zombie, eating MJ, and tries to reason with him, which aggravates Peter further. He lunges at Nova. At that point, Daredevil tries to rescue Nova and explain what happened, but gets bitten by Peter in the process. Meanwhile, through Colonel America, we learn that the zombies have a mind of their own. They're not just mindless beasts, but have retained some of their conscience, as in a moment of clarity, Colonel America gets to the Avengers Mansion in Manhattan in search of a cure. We then find how Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Shadowcat, and Colossus at the Xavier Institute for Gifted Youngsters try to protect the surviving students of the institute amidst the zombie outbreak. Just then, Magneto shows up to hire the X-Men to work with him in fighting zombies. On their way to the Pym lab, Black Panther finds out that Hank Pym has been bitten, and upon confrontation, Hank admits that he knows what's in store for him, and to avoid scrambling for food, Pym knocks out Black Panther when the infection spreads. As the battle between the infected and the uninfected rages on, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, The Thing, and Human Torch mourn the loss of Franklin and Valeria Richards at the hands of an infected She-Hulk. There is an incoming transmission from Nick Fury as Sue kills zombie She-Hulk. Nick Fury calls upon the uninfected heroes to hide the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. Nick Fury informs everybody that Manhattan was the ground zero of the infection. The Avengers were the first to arrive on the scene, and thus the first to become infected. For those who survived, Fury assigns them with various tasks. To Iron Man, Hulk, and Mr. Fantastic, Fury asks to search for a cure, and the others are set on the rescue mission. Back on land, the uninfected heroes are losing the fight against the zombies and have headed back to the helicarrier. But as Nick Fury catches up with Tony Stark, he finds that Tony is discovering a way to save humanity. In the other lab, Mr. Fantastic is researching the zombies and is fascinated with how the zombies retain their senses. He believes the virus is not a curse but a boon and shall greatly help human evolution. He gets shut down after sharing his thoughts with the rest of the Fantastic Four team. So he secretly infects them all and invites them to feast upon his flesh and infect him as well. Soon after that, Tony Stark has finally built a portal that will help them travel to an alternate dimension, one that is similar to their own, minus the zombie apocalypse. Before he could do anything about it, zombified Fantastic Four burst into the lab and infected him. Fury grabs the machine and, with the last of the remaining heroes, pulls it into a small room, shutting the door close. He commands Thor to destroy the device so that Reed doesn't use the machine to infect people in other dimensions. While the thing pulls the door apart, Thor destroys the device, and the group of aggravated zombies kills Nick Fury and infects the others. Mr. Fantastic then suggests to survive, they must take what's left of the machine to the Baxter building, rebuild it, and find other dimensions since they will soon be out of food. He says in the end, it's our responsibility to spread the gospel. Influence of Dead Days on Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel's What If series explores a different track than the comics. The 5th episode of the series, titled What If Zombies, is not a significant crossover between the franchise. Spider-Man is one of the few heroes left unscathed by the virus, and the virus came from the quantum realm with Hank Pym when he went to get his wife back. Though the episode's writer, Matthew Chauncey, might have taken inspiration from other covers like the Marvel Zombies issue, the Zombies Assemble Topics, or the Zombie Holiday issues, Marvel Zombie Dead Days doesn't have a lot of influence on the episode. Having said that, this is the comic that started it all. Interestingly, this issue includes a large crossover from the Marvel Universe, from Avengers, Fantastic Four, to X-Men. Dead Days has brought in a lot of characters working and eating together. Some of the most notable characters of the series include Colonel America, Giant Man, and Mr. Fantastic. These 3 characters have had an enormous impact on the story. It's very engaging to explore the origin of Colonel America. Who is Colonel America? Steve Rogers, formerly known as Captain America, served as a president of the United States in the previous Marvel Zombie issues, and there he received the title of Colonel America. He's responsible for Spider-Man's infection and indirectly responsible for Reed's insanity when he infected She-Hulk. Even as a zombie, Colonel America retained his senses. He tried to stop his team from feeding and controlling their urges, just like Captain America would. Other comics in the series. In the Volume 1 issue of the Marvel standalone comic of Marvel Zombies Dead Days, Spider-Man eats his beloved girlfriend Mary Jane and Aunt May. The Marvel Zombies covers have given us a lot of surprises in various editions of the comic. The Marvel Comic Universe has a total of 10 covers unraveling the zombie-verse, namely Zombies Assemble, Zombies Halloween, Zombies Destroy, Zombies Christmas Carol, Zombies Supreme, and Army of Darkness. You can find many Easter eggs and story inspirations relating to the Walking Dead comics in the comics. Comics, Marvel Phase 4 and television shows. Marvel Comics has always ruled the hearts with its stories and characters. Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, and Black Widow even made it successfully to the big screen with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has gained massive momentum with its superhero genre movies. In the past 2 decades, the audience loves to connect with their favorite characters personally, exploring their origins and growth, seeing them making sacrifices to protect humanity and fighting evil. This has given Marvel permission to be as creative with its process.
Avengers! Assemble.
First, they took to the silver screen with movies like Iron Man, Captain America, The Avengers, then to the television, with shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, WandaVision, Loki, and The Defenders. They are all set to make full-fledged animation shows like She-Hulk, etc. for Disney Plus.
That sealed humanity's fate.
On my mark. Out!